Hi friends, today we are going to discuss Advanced Bank Management Unit 3 Money Supply and Inflation. Please watch this video till the end because we are going to discuss most important questions at the end. Money. Money is nothing but commonly accepted medium of exchange. For example, if we go to the market, we take the vegetables from different vendors and we pay the money to the vendors. Here all these vendors are accepting the money. So here money is commonly accepted medium of exchange. Money supply. In economy, at any point of time, the money which is in circulation is called money supply. Inflation. We have goods and services. If the goods and services prices are increasing over the period of time, that is nothing but inflation. Money is anything which performs the following four functions: medium of exchange, measure of value, store of value over time, standard for deferred payments. Here we can call anything as a money if it performs the following functions: of exchange, measure of value, store of value over time, standard for deferred payments. Medium of exchange. Individual goods and services and other physical assets are priced in terms of money or exchanged using money. For example, if we go to the vegetable market, here every vegetable is expressed in terms of money. Here 1 kg equals to 10 rupees. Here this vegetable 1 kg equals to 20 rupees. This vegetable 1 kg equals to 30 rupees. Here the goods and services are expressed in terms of money. So by giving this money, we can take the vegetable to our home. Here we are exchanging the goods with money. So here this is process is nothing but medium of exchange. A measure of value. Money is used to measure and record the value of goods and services. Here any service or goods are measured in terms of money. For example, if we take a pen, the pen value equals to 10 rupees. If we take a book value equals to 100 rupees. Here goods are expressed in terms of money. A store of value over time. Money can be held over a period of time and used to finance future payments. Here we can save the money for a longer periods and we can use this saved money to do the future payments. Here if we want to save the goods or services, it is not possible to save for a longer period. For example, I produced onions. I can save these onions up to 1 year. After 1 year, these onions get damaged very easily. So here we can't store goods and services for a longer period. So instead of storing the goods and services for a longer period, we can sell these goods and services and we can get the money and we can store that money for a longer period for future payments. Standard for deferred payments. Money is used as an agreed measure of future receipts and payments in contracts. Here in contracts we have to do the future payments. Here for example, I bought some goods from one shop. Here I am getting the goods now. Presently I am not paying any money to this person. I say that after getting the salary I will pay the money to you. Here I am getting goods and services right now and I will do the payment later. This is nothing but future payments. We can use money for future payments. Money supply refers to the stock of money in circulation in economy at a given point of time. This partly exogenous, decided by government and RBI, and partly endogenous. Here in economy, at any point of time, we have some money in circulation. That money is called money supply. Here money supply mainly decided by the exogenous factors and endogenous factors. In exogenous, we have RBI and government. Here RBI uses policy operations like CRR and SLR. If RBI increases the CLR SLR rates, then banks have to keep more money with RBI, so the money in the economy reduces. If the CRR if CRR and SLR rate reduces, then banks have to keep less money with RBI, so the money in circulation in economy increases. If government increases DA, salary, pension, the value of money in economy increases. That is nothing but circulation of money increases in the economy. Endogenous factors. Here in endogenous factors, because of some reasons, customers want to keep more money. Here nowadays corona is there in society. The people want to sell their gold and land, all these things, and they want to take money to their home. So here the customer are preparing for money. So here the customers are prepare for money, so the money increases in the economy. So here the money demand increases, that's why money is increasing in the economy. Here in endogenous factor, customer demand increases for money, so that's why money in the economy increases. There are four common measures of money supply commonly used in India. So in order to measure the money supply, we have four common measures. Those are M1, M2, M3 and M4. Narrow money. Narrow money is nothing but less liquidity money. In narrow money we have M1 and M2. Now M1 equals to currency with public plus demand deposits with banking system plus other deposits with RBI. Currency with public. Public have coins and currency notes. Demand deposits. In banking systems we have some deposits which are payable on demand. For example, balances lying in saving account or current account. We have to pay these balances whenever customer demands for the money. And other deposits with RBI. RBI is also having demand deposits. These demand deposits of financial institutions and World Bank, IMF, all these. Here RBI has to pay this money whenever these financial institutions request for the money. Deposits with RBI, demand deposits with banking system, currency with public, combinedly called M1. M2 equals to M1 plus saving deposits of post office saving banks. If we add post office saving banks accounts saving deposits to M1, we get M2. Broad money. M3 and M4 are called broad money. This broad money has less liquidity. Equals to M1 plus time deposits with banking system. Here in banking system we have time deposits. These time deposits we have to pay either on demand or on maturity period. For example, if we take the fixed deposits, the customer booked a fixed deposit for 1 year. The customer may come to the bank within a 1 year, he can ask for the money, so we have to pay the money on demand. Otherwise, the fixed deposit maturity period is 1 year, so we have to pay the money to the customer on maturity. So here in time deposits we have to pay on demand or we have to pay on maturity. So if we add this time deposits with M1, we get M3. M4 equals to M3 plus all deposits with post office saving banks excluding NSCs. Post office saving banks as saving accounts, recurring deposits, fixed deposits, and national saving certificates. If we add saving accounts and recurring account and fixed deposits, all these things, and excluding NSCs to M3, we get M4. Public equals to currency in circulation minus cash held by banks. In economy, we have currency either with banks or with public. This currency is also called currency in circulations. If we subtract this currency held by the banks from currency in circulation, we get currency with public. If we subtract currency with public from currency in circulation, we get currency held by banks. Demand deposits, all liabilities which are payable on demand, and they include current deposits, demand liabilities portion of saving banks deposits, margins held against LCBG, balance in OD, FDs, cash certificates, and cumulative RDs, etc. Demand deposits. Deposits are liability products, means we have to pay the money to the customers. Demand deposits, here we have to pay these deposits whenever the customer requests for the money. These are current account deposits, the balance lying in the current account. Demand liabilities portion of saving deposits, the balance lying in the saving account. Margin held against LCBGs. Whenever we are issuing LC or BG to customer, we take some collateral security. The collateral securities are in the form of mainly in fixed deposits. If the LC or BG expires, or if LC or BG cancel, then the customer may come to the bank and they can take their fixed deposit back. So the margins held against LCBG are demand deposits. Balance in OD/FDs. Here the customer take the loan against FDs. The customer may come to the bank, they can close the loan and they can take the money of FD. Cash certificates. Here bank sells cash certificates to the customers with different amounts. For example, we take one cash certificate worth of 1000 rupees. Here the customer pays 1000 rupees to the bank and he take cash certificate to his home. Here the bank has to pay the interest of this 1000 rupees until the customer holds the cash certificates. Here at any point of time the customer may come to the bank, he surrender his cash certificate and he can take his money back. So whenever the customer demand for the money, you have to give the money of cash certificate. So that's why cash certificates are also called as a demand deposits. Cumulative and RDs. Here in RDs, customer used to save some money for every month. If customer requires money, he can come to the bank and he can close his RDs and he can demand for the money at any point of time. So RDs are also called as a demand deposits. Time deposits, which are payable otherwise than on demand, and they include fixed deposits, cash certificates, cumulative and recurring deposits, time liabilities portion of saving banks deposits, etc. For example, if we take the fixed deposits for 1 year, the customer may come to the bank within this 1 year, and he can close his FD and he can ask for his money. So in time deposits we have to pay on demand. Otherwise we have to pay the amount of this fixed deposits after 1 year, definitely, because this FD is expiring after 1 year, or this FD is maturing after 1 year. So we have to pay the amount after 1 year, definitely. So we are paying on maturities. So these deposits, such type of deposits are called time deposits. The concept of inflation refers to a sustained rise in the general level of prices of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. Here, in economy we have goods and services. If the prices of goods and services are increasing over a period of time, that is nothing but inflation. Inflation leads to fall in purchasing power. Here, in inflation, goods and services prices are increasing, so there is a fall in purchasing power. We discuss with one example. We have 100 rupees. Pen is there. Pen cost is 10 rupees. And after inflation, pen cost increased to 20 rupees. Here, by using 100 rupees, we can buy 10 pens. By using 100 rupees, here we can buy only 5 pens. Here we are buying 10 pens, and we are here buying 5 pens. Here the purchasing power, the money is same. Here the money is same, but the purchasing power decreasing. So whenever the inflation increases, the purchasing power decreases. Causes of inflation: demand pull inflation, cost push inflation. Inflation mainly caused by two things. One is demand pull inflation, another one is cost push inflation. In demand pull inflation, demand is more than supply. Whenever its demand is more than supply, what happens? The supply is less, so demand is more, the prices are increasing. So here increasing prices is nothing but inflation. Here demand equals to supply, but the production cost increases. We are taking more money to produce the goods. So here this production cost is increasing. The increasing cost of production is nothing but inflation. Demand pull inflation is a rise in general prices caused by increasing aggregate demand for goods and services. For example, we discuss with corona masks. In masks, in early days of corona, there is a more demand for the masks, but supply is very less. So because of these demands, the mask price is very high in initial days. So here the prices are increasing because of demands. So that is nothing but demand pull inflation. Discuss what are the reasons that will increase the demand of goods and services. One is black money. Here, if anybody has black money, they can demand more goods with this black money. Population. Whenever the population is increasing, they can definitely demand for more goods. Money supply. Here earlier I used to earn 30,000. Now I am earning 60,000. So here the money supply increases with me. So I used to buy more goods. So here demand also increases with money supply. Public expenditure. Here in corona days, what happens? everybody want to buy more goods and they want to keep in the house, because most of the people want to spend more money. So because of public expenditure, the demand for the goods also increases. Because of this demand, the price is increasing. Cost push inflation is a type of inflation caused by substantial increases in the cost of production of import goods or services where no suitable alternative is available. In cost push inflation, demand equals to supply, but the production cost of goods increases. Because of the increases in the production cost, there is an increase in the price of goods and services. In 2020, for example, pen cost equals to 10 rupees. We used to demand only 100 pence. In 2025, we are demanding only 100 pence. The supply is also 100 pence. Here also supply is also 100 pence. But the pen prices increases to 20 rupees. Why this pen prices increases to 20 rupees? Because here production cost is less. Here the production cost is more. Now we will discuss what are the reasons which increases the production cost. One equals to land. If the rent increases, the production cost increases. Second one, labor. If the salaries increases, then production cost increases. Capital. So whenever we want to establish a firm, we use it to borrow some money from the market, that is nothing but capital. So for taking capital from the public, we have to pay the interest. So whenever the interest rate increases, the production cost increases. I taxes. If the government increases the tax rates, so the production cost increases. For example, on cigarettes, the government increases the taxes. So here the cigarette cost increases. And last one is availability of raw materials. If the raw material cost increases, then cost of the production increases. Thank you. We will discuss the important questions after this chapter. I have recently started this channel. Please support me by liking, sharing and subscribing my channel, and share your feedback in the comment section.